Reusse from the start to be, and we wrap with Pat. We wrap with Reusse. Alliteration is important here on the show on Tuesdays, Wednesdays, Fridays. So it was a back and forth, hard fought negotiation. In the end, Pat, the Wild's 5-year, $45 million contract won out over the KHL offering 26 cases of Kharkov and some mink boots.
Well, Judd was right all along that when push came to shove, Guerin had all the clout and was going to use it. I'm surprised the kid didn't get into double figures for the deal, but I guess they finally said, "Yeah, I gotta make the money. I gotta. How old will he? He'll be damn near 30, won't he?
29.
29.
So yeah, that's so they won. He's a hard-nosed guy, man. Guerin is. Guerin does not worry about the feelings of his athletes. He does not. He does not care. He's the old-time hockey guy. Hey, I came up. I got screwed out of money the whole time I played. You're gonna get screwed out of your money too. That's he's. I think he resents the young guys making all the money. So.
Yeah, he is. He's as far from Chuck Fletcher as one can possibly get. I think Chuck was always concerned about how people felt. Bill Guerin, if you're going to play hardball, is not concerned about how you feel.
No, I guess when push came to shove. So what does this mean for them beyond having him for 5 years cap-wise? This is they got him at a really reasonable rate. They got Eck at a really reasonable rate. They've given some multi-year contracts that are very favorable to the team, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, in fact, I think this is the first contract where they probably feel they paid completely fair price, because I know unlike Eck that they were extremely pleased there. So the key to me is this: with him now signed, if Rossi and Boldy and that crew starts to develop, the next few years when they're in cap hell because of Parise and Suter, Pat, might not be as bad. But those guys have to develop, because if those guys are playing for a relative pittance, you might be in good shape.
Well, the only time I've watched Boldy play was when BC got beat by when he was skating around like Peggy Fleming, and he got beaten the what was it? The final Frozen was not the Frozen Four, was it? It was the eight, the late eight, right?
Regionals, yeah.
The late eight. Who were they? Who was that? Who was it? Who was it that beat him bloody? Boston College.
Dex, do you recall? I don't remember.
It wasn't. Well, I don't think it was one of the Minnesota teams. I think it was.
Yeah.
Well, St. Cloud beat them 4-1. Go Huskies! Yeah, St. Cloud beat them 4-1.
Hammered, and St. Cloud ran them the whole game, right?
Yes, they did.
They ran him into the boards the whole game. So, yeah, and he didn't want any part of that. But what the hell? Modern NHL, you don't have to fight, so who cares?
Is this one of the weirdest contract negotiations you can remember? Where some rickety weird agent is saying he might go to the KHL.
Yeah,
we got a contract in hand if he doesn't sign tomorrow.
I've told you guys and he wasn't signing here, but he was our guy, McHale, when he got drafted by the Celtics, and Bill Fitch was running the Celtics, GM and coach, and he was going to pay him what he was going to pay him, and I think Ron Simon was his agent locally here, and they were going to have Kevin sign with Italy. Kevin was going to sign with Italy if the Celtics didn't come around. So I think they actually flew to Italy. They went through the whole thing.
You got to commit. You got to commit.
And the legendary story is Simon calls Fitch. He's calling him, which would be really early in the morning in Boston, to give him his last chance. And he answers the phone, "Buongiorno, Fitch. Just come home. You're playing with Boston. Who are you trying to kid?" So this isn't as funny as that one, but that of course didn't involve a Minnesota team either. It just involved a Minnesota kid. I don't know how many times have we used the foreign threat.
Broughton did.
Oh, Broughton.
Broughton in his prime, I think, right, Pat? Didn't he go to like Germany? He went overseas and actually started playing games because he didn't have he was trying to get a contract.
Who was he fighting with then? Jack Ferrara?
I forget if it was Louis or Jack, but yeah, he like completed the whole charade of going to play a few games before they're like, okay, just we'll pay you something.
Yeah, that's it. Hey, John, you're going to be right about another thing too. The lockout of Major League Baseball next spring, man.
Oh yeah,
this $500 million lawsuit is, wants to tell you that not lawsuit, but arbitration grievance filed. That says, that's telling you that that Tony Clark and his guys have gotten sick of hearing how they got beat in the last negotiations, even though I don't know how they got beat, but that is the narrative of like the national baseball writers and stuff, the Rosenthals and all those guys. And so they think they're going to deal with an industry that has unlimited money when it's an industry that could be in big trouble with its TV contracts and everything like that. I mean, who's ESPN? We can get a nice deal getting hockey for about 1/5 the money and get the same 1.8 rating that we're getting for a regular baseball game, right, Phil?
Or put peripheral NFL programming on.
Sure, yes. Or anything. So you got that deal. Fox are they going to just keep pumping good money after bad as the ratings for the playoffs and the postseason get worse and worse? And baseball's solution to this is to give us more postseason baseball. And one of the big problems with the World Series, in my opinion, is, you used to have to maintain people for what? You had to maintain their interest through an ALCS 2 weeks. You had to retain their interest for 3.5 weeks. Now you got to try to retain their interest for 5 weeks.
Yeah.
And people just get, by the end of October, they're saying, it's football season. So.
This is the least. I mean, baseball's been my favorite sport for my entire life, and some of it's that the Twins tanked, and it's a throwaway season. But this is the least interested I've been in baseball in my life.
And you know what? In a way, it's been very interesting because now it's ridiculous that the two best teams in the major leagues are in the same division, and one of them is going to have 105 wins and be playing in a wild card game against some team with 85 wins. But I mean, if you're in San Francisco, you got this miracle team. Lamont Wade did it again last night, and Lamont Wade did it again last night, and they win that game 6-5. And there's teams like the Cardinals have now won 10 in a row out of no place and things like that. I got a big federated ad in the middle here. Am I supposed to have this?
No, I think. So are you seeing the graph that I just put up on the screen?
Yes. Yeah. Oh, that's viewership.
So okay. This is World Series viewership, and you don't even just look at the graph. And I know I'll explain it for the podcast audience. This is from 1972. 1973 all the way till last year. World Series rating is the blue, which is percentage of viewership, and then actual viewership in millions is the orange. And there's been a couple spikes, like you see that 2016 spike. That's the Cubs. That was a great storyline, right? But it's been, aside from some spikes here, and you see the 1991 spike is awesome.
Yes.
But it's been a downward slide for the most prominent baseball property, right? The World Series. Yes. And they're not making, the other thing is people can say, well, yeah, but people are streaming and look at social. It's not like baseball is a monster on social media and all these other digital platforms. It's
the huge pachyderm in the room is length of game. Yeah. Last night, I turned on the Twins to see what the final score was, and it was the 7th inning.
Yes.
It was like 10-15, and it was the 7th inning with these two jackass clown teams playing each other, taking 4 hours, for God's sakes.
Yep.
Yeah. Griffin Jacks, 21 home runs in 72 innings. What is he doing making 20 starts for a major league team? It's unbelievable.
It's amazing.
Their pitching is, I think I'm going to write a column later this weekend. If the Twin Cities chapter of the Baseball Writers Association has any pride, they will make the Pitcher of the Year award blank this year.
Yeah.
That's what
who do you give it to?
But you voted for Barrios, right?
Well, I
still like the blank. I should have gone the
did
blank.
vote for Barrios, but I look at who the leaders are in wins. I mean, it's going to be unbelievable. It's
legitimate question, because I got to be honest, I haven't watched a full Twins game in about 6 weeks. Who, outside of Barrios, who would you vote for?
Is it Fielbar, Pat?
Well, I was making a joke, but not a joke, but when he was on a really good run, I was saying Caleb Thielbar. It's been like good, and then he's had a couple of bad weeks after that. But really, you can't. Everybody said Bailey Ober. Well, Bailey Ober's he's going to be your Rookie of the Year, and that's fine, but he's going to pitch 90 innings and have an ERA of 4, and he's not going to win 6 games.
Which comes back to the question of how the hell did we get here when these guys were hired specifically for the purpose of turning the pitching around? And I know guys might be coming, but my God, to be in this shit. This is what, Pat? Late 90s? This is 2012 as far as pitching.
I don't know if it's your season leaders in innings, wins, maybe ERA are probably going to be the worst they've ever been. Anyway, when you go to who led the team, when they were really horrible, they'd have a guy like Bobby Castillo or Ken Schramm win 14 games or something
Kenny
like
Schramm.
that. They stunk, but they pitched some innings. By the way, Lamont Wade Jr. wins another game for the Giants last night in the 9th inning. They're calling him Late Night Lamont down in San Francisco.
Unreal.
Pat, I get it. The Twins had a surplus of outfielders, and who could have seen this coming? Well, it is your job as a front office to see this coming. So that aside, they traded a center fielder for basically a borderline major league reliever.
Yes.
Why are you trading center fielders, shortstops for borderline major league relievers? Those are premium positions.
Yes.
Jake Cave, I guess, was going to be the savior.
Jake, it's just, I don't know.
Ivan Jake for late night Lamont is not a good exchange.
Ivan
Not as
Jake.
good.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I got a question for you guys. The bride was cleaning up this office. We had some stuff piled up. There were garbage bags full of stuff that had been sitting in here. We found this. Can you see this?
Yep. Yeah. Okay.
We found this.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
It's
speaker.
Something. And
it's a Bluetooth
box.
speaker.
It's a Bluetooth speaker, Pat.
Box, and we don't know what the hell it is.
It's
What
a
is
speaker,
it?
Pat.
Huh?
It's
a speaker.
It's a Bluetooth speaker that you can connect to your smartphone and jam out to some OJs.
So I put it with my cell phone because there's nothing in there. There's nothing in there I can dial up. Then I was looking to see if there was if you could make your selections in here.
So I used to have one of these, and I think it was the exact same one. It wasn't quite as gold as yours, but you can. I'm pretty sure that's a Bluetooth speaker. Yep. And if you turn it on and then go to the Bluetooth part of your phone settings, it'll show up, and you can select it and play whatever you want.
Well, my grandson is having a birthday this weekend. We can add this to his list of presents.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, absolutely.
Probably we did. Remember VCR Plus?
Plus?
Remember VCR Plus when you were going to have you might not even be old enough, Phil, but 20 years ago, when we first started, this meant you could tape more stuff, right? The VCR Plus became a big thing. And about 15 years later, after it was passe, Katie and I found our new one in some drawer that we went out and got our VCR Plus right away.
Never used it.
I don't remember that at all.
What were you planning on recording with your VCR Plus?
I have no idea.
I'm sure it was Katie who's going to record some stuff.
Yeah, it was.
I'd be like,
yeah, we were gonna. Well, it was before the Kardashians, so it wasn't that. So I don't know what that.
I'm kind of sad the Kardashians wrapped up their was it 19, 20 seasons? They're all done now.
It is amazing.
It's too bad.
Yeah, it's
well, it's a good
But
show.
you know what? They watch the other ones. You know, the Southern Comfort. I used to watch that one once in a while. But then the guy
that's a good
the
one.
old pervert, the 40-something, 50-year-old guy he ended up in jail. So.
Did you ever watch Shaws of Sunset?
Nope, never watched.
That's a lot of drama there. Like take the Real Housewives drama, amplify it times about 5.
our friends down the hall at the FM love that one.
Love some Shaws of Sunset.
Oh yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I liked the original New York Housewives.
Yeah.
You know, and especially when Bethany got there and not. But now it is so phony that okay, girls, figure out something to have a vicious argument about and back. I mean, it's gotten.
Also, I'm pretty sure. Don't ask me how and why I know this, but I'm pretty sure of the 5 or 6 New York housewives, none of them are actually married anymore. So they're not even housewives. They're just like single, old, loud women.
Nice.
Social
Good to know.
Yeah.
Good to know.
Dex is like, where do I sign up?
Where?
Gotta watch the originals though. Orange County, that's the way to go.
Is that the OG?
That's the OG.
Okay.
Yep.
I
Matt
watched
Keogh's
the
wife,
OG.
former pitcher.
I've seen that a couple of times. The young ladies, they all. I don't know. They
don't do it for you?
They all seem to have been enhanced in the chest area to me. I don't think.
You're more of a natural guy.
I am.
More of a natural
The
guy.
original one in California, though, had like a realistic mix of people. They quickly eliminated them when they realized they didn't live up to the standards of what that show was becoming.
Well, you know what the
you're 40, you're gone.
You know what the most racist show in America is? The Housewives of Atlanta. It's the most racist show in America. Every stereotype that the old rednecks would love is on that show. They sit there and scream about everything.
Yeah.
I think we should.
I'm in on about 5 of these shows right now. I'm not gonna lie. I thank the Twins for opening me up to just a plethora of new summer TV shows.
Stop with
I
that.
got my source for watching Twins games and other stuff is down on the TV downstairs, and sometimes I'll be up here. And the Twins game is starting. I don't even bother. I just sit and watch whatever.
What's
I'm
the
watching.
point?
Every one of you cheaters and scammers does not live up to my Catholic moral values of subscribing to Xfinity, where I pay full price to watch this crap.
I bought the package, but it only comes in on one TV. I don't know why that is, but that's the way it is.
Well,
all right. Hey, Hacks. Have you have HBO Max? Hacks.
No, what's that one?
Haven't seen it.
Hacks. Dang good.
Okay.
Pretty dang good. Check it out. It's about old Gene Smart plays basically an old washed up female comedian, and she's kind of doing the late life Joan Rivers thing. So
here's another one. I don't know what platform it was originally on, but I think we're watching it on Netflix. Startup with Ron Perlman. Excellent.
Oh, yeah. I watched about one of those, but I put it on my list. I haven't gone back there yet, though.
Good stuff. 3 seasons. Very
the
intense.
Twins have caused me to find all this.
I know, it's great.
Unbelievable. Are they embarrassed? They should be embarrassed.
It is, and I've told these guys this multiple times this summer. It's because of how bad they've been. People have sort of put on the back burner that they're 0-18 in the playoffs since 2004. We need that to be stamped on the front of every Twins pregame show. I'm sure Bally's will work with us on this.
Well,
0-18 in the playoffs, longest losing streak in North American sports history.
I said, as far as this franchise is concerned, when something was bad, we used to call it an unmitigated disaster. Unmitigated disaster became the big cliche. For this franchise and the foreseeable future and what this season has done, it has been an unmitigated disaster. The pandemic reduced their crowds. And then when they said, hey, come on back out, nobody came back out because by then they were so disgusted with them. Mm-hmm. They lost their TV audience.
Good.
They've lost. I mean, this is an all-time bad season. This is worse than it was earlier in the last decade, and certainly worse than the 90s. This is the worst it's ever been as far as having lost your fan base, I think.
Yep. So sorry, Twins.
Yep.
No?
I agree.
Sorry, Twins.
I
And
watched
then,
last night. Okay, you guys.
I'm going.
You
I'm
give up
going
all
Saturday.
All of it?
Dick
Frauds.
Bramer and I, we are still on board.
In fact, when you started watching that game, you were clean shaven.
I was clean shaven and 23. But by the end, I was an old man.
It took days.
It was,
days for
and
these two
here's the problem
collection.
too: the Cubs are awful, and I don't know
They
any
wanna
Cubs
be.
now.
That's the difference.
I know.
They
No,
wanna
I know, but I'm saying I know about 3 guys now.
What
on the
happened
Cubs.
to Schmilek or whatever his name is? The guy that was hitting all the home runs for the Cubs. Didn't they?
Iowa.
This big.
You know what I am now, Pat? A
Right
fan of
in
late night Lamont. That's what I'm in on. And by the way, that's a very Royce-like nickname too.
Yes, it is. Late night Lamont. That's
I like
good.
it. Rooting for him in October. All right, Pat. We'll
All
talk
right,
to you
guys.
Friday.
See you. Goodbye.
All right, that's Rapping with Royce here. Mackie and Judd.